Hey guys, Stacy here. So I get a lot of questions on how I started in lice removal in the first place, and I've given you guys like the shortened version of it, but today I will give you the longer version of it. Hopefully it won't be too long, but let's get started. Picture it, Atlanta, 2011 or 12, one of those. At that time, I was 23, 24 years old. I was working at a men's suit store. I hate working there. It was like a broke-ass men's warehouse. It was horrible. The pay was really low. We got paid commission, but it was like 1%. So if somebody spent $100, we would get like $1. So I really needed a new job anyway. So whenever I needed a job, I would always go to Craigslist. That was my go-to. I don't know how Craigslist is right now, but back then in my day, it was a great source to find employment. I felt like the employers would reach out to you more quickly. Instead of waiting a month, they would reach out to you maybe within the week. So that was my go-to, Craigslist. So I was scrolling through Craigslist looking for work. I was looking for like customer service / reception work, even though I've never been a reception before, but I was so dead set on finding a receptionist job. I don't know why. But anyway, scrolling through Facebook and I came across this ad that says receptionist at a lice clinic. I'm like, a lice clinic? What is that? So I read the ad post. It basically said that you would be more so doing like office work, like reception work, answering phones, filing, all that stuff. And that sounded good to me. I think I did Google what lice was because I haven't heard about it at that time since I was like in elementary school. So it looked like a decent enough job. I looked at the pay. It paid much better than it did at the suit store. So I was down for it. So I believe all I had to do was email my resume, and I did. And I got email back maybe like a few days later for an interview. And we set up the interview. So I got the interview, guys. So it's the day of the interview. I put on my one pair of nice black slacks, my black flats, and a black blouse, looking like I was going to a funeral, but I was ready. So the interview was at the lice clinic, and it was actually really cute. It looked like it was sort of set up like a hair salon, except, you know, they remove lice to do your hair. And it was very kid-friendly, very nice. So anyway, I met with one of the owners of the lice clinic. She was really sweet and really nice. And I thought overall the interview went well. We were talking. It was a really good vibe. She asked all the interviewee questions, my experience, etc. And then after the interview, she said, you know, it's been really great. We'll reach out to you within the next few days to a week. So I thought, you know, I was in. So I was waiting by the phone. I knew I got the job. I knew it. But, you know, a few days passed, a week passed, 2 weeks passed. And I was like, I really didn't get the job at a lice clinic. Are you for real? So I realized, you know, obviously I did not get the job. So back to Craigslist I go. So scrolling through Craigslist, and I came across the same lice clinic ad. So I saw that they were still looking for people, and I was like, you know what? I have no shame. So I reapplied again, and they actually emailed me again, and I went in for another interview again. So interview day comes again, and I wore the same outfit basically. Went in for the interview. Guess who interviewed me the second time around? The same person. So at some point during the interview, she realized that she'd seen me before, because I wasn't going to say anything, to be honest with you. And she asked me, didn't you come in for an interview before? And I said, yes, I did. But, you know, I saw that you guys were still hiring, so I decided to reach out to you again. And then she said, you know, I mean, I don't know why we didn't reach out to you. Maybe you just fell through the cracks. But, you know, nonetheless, after that, I got the job. So, yay me. I believe she said that she liked my determination for reapplying, or tenacity or whatever. But, I mean, I was just happy just to be out that damn suit store. So I started working at the lice clinic. I realized that I would be doing more of the lice removal during the interview, but at that time, I mean, I really didn't care. So started working at the lice clinic, and overall, I really liked working there. I liked the people I worked with. The owners were really cool. Overall, it was a good experience. So let's fast forward. I've been working at this lice clinic for 2 years. At this particular lice clinic, there was like a seating area right outside of it. So some of me and the other employees would sit and talk after work. So one day after work, after the owners and other employees left, me and 2 other of my employees, we'll call them Susan and Leslie. Whatever. Susan and Leslie and me, we just sat down after work and just talked. And I believe one of them, Leslie, she said, have you guys ever thought about having your own lice removal service, apart from this lice clinic? And for me, I always wanted my own business, but I didn't know in what field per se, but I always wanted my own business. I didn't really think about doing lice removal as a business prior to Leslie saying something, but after she said something, I did think about it. So she asked us, we both said no. And then she was thinking that maybe we all 3 of us could, work together in developing a lice removal service or company. Susan, she had kids, so she wouldn't be able to do it as much as not do it as much. She wouldn't have the availability as me and Leslie because we don't have any kids, and we had a little bit more availability because Susan was married and had kids, so she had more responsibility. So after that conversation, me and Leslie began to fast forward even more, began to work together and having a lice removal business. So I did have a partner initially. But the partnership didn't really last. It didn't really last a year, maybe a few months. It just didn't work out. The reason why is I think it was just a lack of communication, and that's primarily the reason why. So Leslie, you know who you are. If you're seeing this, no hard feelings. I wish you the best in your endeavors. So after me and Leslie parted ways, I developed the Lice Girl mobile head lice removal service, and it would be this year will be 8 years I've been doing lice removal as a business on my own. So thank you guys so much for watching this long story time. I really appreciate it. If you have any other questions, just write them below in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Bye.